I think people and athletes in general just need a reminder to stop getting caught up in all the bullshit. There's so much information in today's era. There's so much information. You're probably watching this because you found my account, and again, I'm giving you information. You can continue to scroll for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's brain rotted, and then it's this, and then it's that, and then you're just distracted. And let's just cut through the bullshit. I've had a conversation with somebody close to me recently in my life, and it wasn't about social media, but it was just about how something that was brought up and I was involved with it was misconstrued and misinterpreted the wrong way by them. Keeping it very broad, I just couldn't help but think there's just too much information that not only people misinterpret, get upset about, but they also get distracted so much by. And what's even crazier to me, and I'm guilty of it myself, is being able to look at my phone for hours on end and seeing like 4 hours, 5 hours of screen time. Some people have like 12 hours of screen time. And it's like, 12 hours. Brother, you weren't present in your day at all. And I think about how this can ruin athletes' chances of succeeding. And to some people, I'll be extreme. To some people, I'm not extreme. I honestly don't care at the end of the day how people view me, because my people and my type of individuals will rock with me anyway, because they already have the same mindset, beliefs. And the truth is, like, you do have to be obsessive about what you're doing, and you have to be obsessive about what's actually distracting you. I've been guilty of it myself in my own life. The problem is that when you're trying to achieve something that's super hard to achieve, it's like everything becomes that important. The higher the level that you want to get to, the more important that it is to remove the distractions, to remove the barriers from your life. Because even if you remove all the barriers in a perfect world, in a perfect situation, it's still a grind. It's still extremely hard to get there. So add in barriers, add little twists and turns and potholes in the road. You're just making it harder on yourself. That's why the elite people have small circles often, right? They have a program they follow. They have systems, they have structures, and they're very present, and they're able to give more. And these are the athletes who, as well, don't ruin themselves along the way because they figured it out. There shouldn't be a bunch of distractions in your life. You need to figure out what's important to you and honestly just cut it out. And again, reflecting on my own life, applying it in my own personal life currently, while I'm scaling my business and helping more athletes, it's just, I want to share all this information because it's ever so important. It's never been more important. I do online coaching. That's how I help my guys. It's through electronics. But this can have so many benefits and so many downsides. And you have to be careful to what you're allowing yourself to consume. You have 3 loser friends, you're going to become the 4th. You have 3 winner friends, you're going to become the 4th. We talk about the people that you surround yourself with, the systems that you implement, the coaches that you choose to take on, the words that you allow yourself to hear. It's positive reinforcement. You've heard it before. There's mindset. But what about just the videos that you allow yourself to consume? How often do you allow yourself to just F off? And there's a place and there's a time for that. 100%, definitely. Because sometimes as humans, we do just have to detach and reset. But normally also when you're committed to something to a certain extent, when you detach, all you could think about is pursuing your goal. And you honestly have more fun doing that. That's something that I have experienced as well. But we need to be careful. We need to be careful to make sure that we're on the right path. And this isn't going to be a 30-minute rant video, a 40-minute, excuse me. But hopefully this is just used as a little reminder that the course of your day and a course of the average person's day can be impacted and influenced by a single word that a human being says to us, whether they curse at us or whether they give us a good gesture, whether that's positive or negative. A lot of people carry that with them throughout the day. So I'm not trying to come on here being old head like, oh, get off your phone, son, this and that. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is it's about choosing the right things to surround yourself with and have things in proper amounts. Your phone's fine in proper amounts, but if you go to the extreme with it, you know, water is great. You want to have a gallon of water a day as an athlete, correct? If you drink too much of it, you're going to drown yourself from the inside out. I believe it's something like hydro something, toxication. And the same principle applies. It's actually crazy how God works and how there's a couple things in the universe that kind of remain the same. It's general rules, and if you go too hard at anything, you'll fail. If you don't do enough of anything, you'll fail, clearly, because you need to give effort. But what's important is having the right things around you. Sometimes the happiest people that you see are the people that have the simplest lives, and I like to carry that philosophy into athletes training and what you're doing. Some things are getting more specific about athletics and within the recruiting process. Some things are a little tricky here and there, but it's about having the proper amount of directed effort towards your goal. Because if that's all you do every day, you're going to break. You're going to break. You need time to eat. You need time to sleep. You need time to reset. But you also need to put in a lot of time. But a lot of people put a lot of time into the wrong things. And that's why there's so many athletes that aren't able to make it to that next level. Let's take this to the extreme. This gets down to what type of girlfriend, what type of friends, what type of individuals do you even allow in your circle? I know I kind of mentioned this earlier when I was talking around the phone and the people that you surround yourself with, you're going to become the next one of them, but do they support you even? I'm not saying they have to be an exact replica of you, but are they a distraction? Or do they help you get closer to your goals and help you achieve your goals? And it sounds harsh, but if it's not positive, it's negative. If it's static, it's a negative. It's either black or white. In this case, it's green or red. It's positive or it's not. There's no in between. And you have to figure out the things that are moving the needle for you in your life. And that could be times when there's rest days and people that you surround yourself with on those days to reset as an individual because you've been working so hard and you achieved an event and you want to kick back and I don't know, maybe your dad gives you your first cigar with you. And you crack a cigar because after your senior year, after your junior year, you broke some records, or you crack a beer or whatever. And I'm not encouraging underage drinking, underage smoking. I'm just saying, like, some things alone could be deemed as negatives, right? Like a beer or something like that. Certain friends could be deemed as negatives. The reason I brought those examples up is because it's kind of in context of what's important and when it's a distraction and when it's not. Of course, those are to the extreme. Those are substances, but even with friends, is this person a distraction? Or maybe it's just like, if it's kind of an event where I can kick back or I've been working hard or whatever, then I'll see them. Like, you need to know the right time and the right place for certain things. And again, not trying to make anyone become a robot, but the more you systemize your life around what's important to you, the easier it becomes, the more enjoyable it becomes. And it sounds wrong, but humans, you have to understand, are creatures of chaos. If there were no rules and no laws, what do you think the world would look like? Some people would say, oh, it would look great. Let's be honest here. Think about how many people steal already, do horrible things. We are meant to have structure in place. As an athlete, you are primed to it. Your lifting routines, you do stretches, your practice is broken up. You might not think about it to that extent because you're in the situation, but We know all the periods that you have, different periods throughout practice. Indie, you have team, you have different periods. Teams, systems, organizations, and individuals function the most efficiently they can when they have systems in place that are focusing on the things that move the needle the most, which basically means, in dumbed down terms, do the right things in the right amount of times. That's as simple as it can get. So I really hope you take this, think about it, think about the people that are in your life. It's honestly more of a rant than applicable advice, but think about your life. Think about the people that you allow yourself to be surrounded by. Think about the actions that you're taking on a day to day. Is this something that is going to lead you closer to your goal? Or is this something that's going to lead you further away from your goal? Is it a distraction or is it a positive? A positive that moves you closer towards achieving your goals. Not just a positive you smile, which is great. And I'm not saying also be extremely harsh. Anyone that isn't really pushing you towards your goal, because there's going to be nobody besides you at the end of the day that wants it more than you. You're going to want to achieve your goals more than anyone else in your life, even if your parents support you, even if you do have friends that are close to you. It's not that you need people that want it more than you or whatever, but the easiest way to figure this out is, what type of character is this individual talking about, friends? Where are they headed? And is where they're headed and the impact they're making on me rubbing off on me, moving me away from my goals? And if the answer to that question is it's kind of static, or they are moving you away from your goals, they get the red X. But if it's he's not moving me away from my goals by any means, like he helps like some regard, like even just smiling, hanging out, I'm not getting pushed back, like I'm not being influenced to do negative things like smoke weed or go to parties and ruin my body, my training, my routines. He's not a bad crowd to be around. We hang out, it's good. Even that's fine. Like like I said, there's a place and there's a time to hang out with people. You guys aren't professional athletes yet, and if you are, congratulations. I'm sure you guys even have time to kick it back too. I did when I was in college, but it's in the right amounts. It's supplementing it in the right amounts. If you could systemize, you could succeed. Just figure out what's kind of the best rotation, the best scenario for you, instead of just cruising through life. And then when you get results, you have no reason or understanding behind why you're getting those results. When you start to systemize everything, you suddenly start realizing, and again, this video even is within my system. This is my time to film videos. You start to realize and understand why you're getting said results that you're actually getting. And then once you actually understand it, because you have everything systemized out, now that's where we put more eggs in each basket. Or we change what the basket actually is, the eggs, what we're doing in those times. And then you spit out a life that you actually want to live because you just took control of your day-to-day inputs. It's crazy how it works when you remove the distractions.